Yo, what is up guys? It's me, it's NLG here, and today I'm here with a whole new series. I'm sat at 20 past 1 with my slippers on in my dressing gown, which means it's time to record, but not TW. Today I'm bringing you World of Mixed Martial Arts 5, or WMMA 5, which I always had an extra M to, and I don't know why, but I'm not going to bore you with it. We are running as British Cage Fighting, who are a London-based company. We've been going, what, 7 years? No, just over 6 years now, because this is set in January of 2002, which is a long time ago. I was like 3 then. I don't know why I said that all, but we are running as the CEO, Charlie Knight, and basically it's the biggest company in Europe, like within this industry. But in recent years, the momentum has been stalled, as we can read here, by the loss of many of their biggest draws through raids and retirements. And they are now in process of building a new generation of stars by promoting the best young talent that not only Britain, but Europe has to offer. So that means that if we want to raid the other European promotion, then maybe that's something we'll have to do. As you can see here, we have 5 divisions. The heavyweight division, which has 19 fighters. The lightweight division also has 19 fighters. There are 18 in the light heavyweight division and 20 in both the middleweight and the welterweight divisions. We can only hire fighters who are based in either Britain or Europe because we are only a high-level regional company. Now, belts-wise, we have a heavyweight champion. So we do have a champion for each division. The heavyweight has 60% prestige, has been defended twice. The light heavyweight title is at 73% prestige, which might be our most prestigious championship. The middleweight belt hasn't been defended in just over half a year, but that's at 65% prestige. That's held by Rob Baines. The welterweight championship has 76% prestige, so again a very prestigious championship, held by David Webb, who hasn't defended. And the lightweight has the lowest prestige and was won in June and defended last in November. The champion, of course, is Doug Hansen. I don't know why I said of course. This is a game that I should state I'm quite new to. So saying of course to things that I don't know is a bit stupid, but if anyone has anything they want to know about the company or the save or anything they want to see in the game world, then feel free to comment down below. I'm going to try to not pre-record lots of these episodes in bulk. But yeah, so if we have a little look at the company's popularity, as you can see we are a high level regional popularity with 68% popularity in Britain, but we have 0 popularity across the rest of the game world. But if we are looking to tap into other regions such as in Europe, then hopefully signing some of the continent's finest talents would be a good way of going about it. If we look, that's Australia flag. If we look at Britain, you can see that London's a big region. That's pretty much that is definitely the best market for cage fighting in the country. Drug testing is very big here, so it's regulated in all of these areas, but as you can see, Midlands normal size, pretty lucrative. Northern England, normal size, decent MMA market, so not quite lucrative. Scotland, normal size, pretty lucrative. Ireland, normal size, pretty well a decent MMA market. Wales, small region, not lucrative. Now, if we look at somewhere like Europe, you can see in France, normal sized isn't very lucrative. Holland is the same. Germany is a big region, which is pretty lucrative. So that's probably the best place for us to try and tap into. If we look here, we've got Russia. Now, Russia, we can tap into places like Moscow, but it's not regulated, so, you know, drug testing could go wild. But anyways, enough about that. We'll have a quick tour of the company, so you know how many divisions, how many championships we've got. I want to try and make sure I cover everything, but I don't want to go into a lot of unnecessary detail. So if we look at a tour of the company, these are our top 10 guys. As you can see, again, high-level regional company based in London. We have $1 million available, which makes us 4th in the list of the richest MMA companies. There's about 7-8 companies, but we are also the 3rd ranked company, so I'd imagine that makes us the 3rd most popular. Now, we only have male fighters. I don't want to change that because I don't want to jump into a company and start messing about with the rules. I don't want to make the company different. Maybe one day it'll evolve to have that. It depends on how many female fighters are available as well. But our most popular fighters include the heavyweight champion, who is Carter Potter. So we can see here, the number 7 ranked heavyweight in the world. So he is, of course, our best heavyweight. And he's been a dominant champion for us. And as we can see, he's heel persona, as it states. He's a commercial dream. He draws fans in. So he's not like Conor McGregor in the sense that Conor McGregor is an absolute dickhead, but he's like Conor McGregor in the fact that he's an absolute hateable prick who is very marketable. And again, you would see he's a commercial dream. He sells fights on the fact that people want to see him win, and a lot of people want to see him lose. Our number 2 guy is Stafford Alo. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. He's English with a French surname, but he's got a 5-3 record here. He's our number 2 heavyweight, so maybe he could be a top contender very shortly. He lost his last fight, so we can't exactly give him a title shot in his next fight because it wouldn't really make sense. Lenny McFadden is our number 1 light heavyweight. He's probably our champion in that division then. Yeah, he did. He won that in December at our last show in front of a rabid hometown crowd up in Scotland. We also have this guy, Davis Spyro, the Spartan, our number 4 middleweight. He's on the main card, so he's not quite a main eventer, and he lost a couple of months ago to Henning Olsen. He's a 2-time middleweight champion. We also have this guy, who is Doug the Nightmare Hansen. He's Scottish, I'm going to guess by those shorts. Yeah, he's Scottish. And he is currently the lightweight champion. So that explains why that belt's the least prestigious we have, because his victory was a massive upset. So, of course, it's like if, for people who are here from the TW videos, it would be like if maybe a mid-carder or an upper mid-carder won the title from like a main event, if they won like the WWE title, you know, if someone like Apollo Crews was WWE champion, maybe it would make the belt look a bit less prestigious. Same when Jinder Mahal won it. Gary McSweeney is our hotshot Scot. He's had 2 unsuccessful attempts to fulfill his dream and win the light heavyweight championship, so if he keeps losing, then maybe, just maybe, he's not going to get another shot, because you can't keep giving shots to the same guys, because who's going to pay to watch them lose again? Rob Baines is a Sandman, our number 1 middleweight, the number 10 in the world. He captured the middleweight title impressively, very recently, last year. So I'm imagining that was his first defense of the championship then against Hans-Peter Schneider. We also have this guy, David Spider-Man Webb, who looked a bit scared before. Number 1 welterweight in the company, 18th in the world. He's a main eventer and won his most recent fight, as he is a 2-time welterweight champion. I'd imagine he's welterweight champion at the moment then. We have this guy, Mercenary Mills Mullally, who's the number 2 welterweight in the company. He caused a huge upset to beat Will Kane last year to win the welterweight championship, but of course he lost to David Webb in August, so he probably doesn't have that belt anymore. I've forgotten who our champions are already, and we have this guy, Tikon the Tank DF. So if we do ever go Russia, he's a great guy to have there. He's our number 2 light heavyweight. He's a main eventer here, and he's on an 11 fight win streak, with all 11 of those fights being here. He is a genuine potential champion. Of course, we can't determine who gets to be champion because it's not fixed, but we can give him a shot. So he's got to be up there as a potential top contender to the light heavyweight champion, who is Lenny McFadden, who won it at the last show, and that's yet to be defended. So we can't have that fight at the next show because we can't have the light heavyweight championship on the line 2 shows in a row. That's not really how it works. If you know cage fighting, you'll know that, like in companies like UFC, for example, champions tend to fight 2, maybe 3 times a year, usually once or twice every year. So what we're going to do now is we're going to have a little look at the recommended hires and see who the game feels is like a useful hiree for us. So we've got a lot of people in the heavyweight division. It's got 10 for each division that we have. Again, 5 divisions. There's the Polish power. We've got number 2, Alexander Ivanov. I'm not going to try and pronounce his first name, but we've got this Boniek guy, 6'4", 36. I mean, he's quite good. We could steal him from Sigma, but the problem is, if he's 36, I don't really want to be bringing in old people. Like, as you can see, he's clearly declining skill now. I'd rather let him stay there because we do need to be very aggressive and poach everyone. If I'm going about that the wrong way, then please do let me know. As I say, I'm fresh to the game. But we have this guy, the Great Bear Alexander Ivanov, who's 11-1. If we look at his fight history, so he lost in December 2000. He has good fights as well. So we'll lob him on the shortlist. Maybe he's someone to look at. 25, the number 21 ranked heavyweight in the world. He could be a good guy to look at. Again, I don't want to look at these people who are like 16-7, 28-8, who are mid-30s as well. There's this guy from Poland, he's 26, Joseph Jankowski, and he's 8-0. Now, if he has good fights, which we can look at here, he's had 2 great fights. This is a guy that I think we should be looking at bringing in. Because he's 26, he's a heavyweight, and he's 8-0. And I want to bring in people who are on fight win streaks. I don't want to bring in people who aren't great. If we look, he's marketable but not loads. He's got some strong assets to him. He's got a lot that are very weak. But for the first signing, we'll make it him. I want to try and get someone who's got a lot of greens on his like statistics. We have this guy, Big Trouble Jacko Lander Weird. I said weird really weirdly, which is quite ironic when you think about it. But he's 9-0. He's from Holland. He's flying up the rankings. He's been the underdog in every fight as well. If we look, he's not looking bad there. If we look at his skills, again, he's okay, just like the last guy. You know what? Screw it. We'll bring him in. So let's see. So we want an exclusive fighter. We'll just offer a default contract. Because the one thing I remember from trying this like not long ago, I've played this once and it wasn't long ago. It was like 6 months ago, and I've run about 2 shows. So I know not to give people loads of guaranteed fights because not everyone's. You don't have to force people in the fights. Oh, we have to offer a bonus. Yeah, $500, fella. How much? Right, I'm gonna start leaving the contracts the way they are then, because I'm not sure how much to be offering all of these people. But the one thing I was going to say that I remembered is something I've absolutely completely forgotten. So that's slightly awkward now, isn't it? If we look at our light heavyweight division, I did sign this guy for a company. He is the number 2 light heavyweight in the world. He's 33, so he's getting a little bit old. He's not in his prime anymore. If we look at his fight history though, this is a guy who we have to bring in. His fight record is absolutely brilliant. And if we look at his skills, 8 out of 10 scouting level. We've kept Fog of 1, but yeah, he's absolutely magnificent. This is a guy that we are most certainly bringing in. If we look, he's a proper preparer, so he won't take short notice fights. He's got educated feet, and he's a big game player, which means he thrives in high pressure situations, so he could be a very useful champion for us. So we'll negotiate with him, we'll offer him 3 fights. I don't want to offer him too long because he's 33, and in fighting I am aware that 1 kick to the jaw and you can be done. Like, so you don't really want to. Oh wow, he likes money, doesn't he? Right, how does 15 sound for that one? Right, so he's happy with that one. Can we get away with maybe 11 on lower ones? No, 12. Right, so we need a bottom end of 12 for all of these. I'm sorry if this isn't the most thrilling or the most enthralling content that you could be witnessing right now. I'm just trying to get used to the game, and I want anyone who's new to learn with me. We have this guy, the Hand Grenade. That's a cool name, isn't it? See, I wish I was called the Hand Grenade. Like, but I'm not. I'm just called Nathan, which isn't quite as cool. He's got a nipple piercing, but he's also got... How come on his left nipple he's not got an actual nipple? He's just got a circle. Like, he also doesn't really have a nipple on the other one. So what's the piercing hanging out of? There's some food for thought. Comment down below what you think happened to Valentin's nipple. There we go. He's been tearing through their light heavyweight division, and his inevitable showdown with Nico Soldo is hugely anticipated. So what we're going to do is shortlist him, and after Nico's had a couple of fights here, we're going to bring this guy in, and we're going to steal that hugely anticipated matchup for ourselves, because I am an absolute dick. Dag Kruger, we're going to shortlist him, because again, he's on a good fight win streak, he's young, And that way we can let him develop a little bit more there, and once he reaches a couple next levels, if we look at his skills, if he can get a couple of those averages and weeks up a little bit more, then we can bring him in and we can have the... Like, I don't want to bring people in who might not be ready, because I don't want to waste good talents. Middleweights? Oh, we've went past middleweights there. No one there I'm really fussed about. A lot of the top people are quite old, which is a little bit worrying. This guy's 7-0, so we'll shortlist him as well. He could be decent for us. And if we look down, we've got the lightweight division. That guy looks quite cool. He's 23-5, number 6 lightweight in the world. The younger brother of Alberto Basora, who might be good also, I'm not really sure. Low level national Europe, he's low level regional, yeah, has mostly good fights. He did lose twice in a row against Fierro Lemontov, but he's done really well in other fights away from him. So if we keep him away from that guy, then we're laughing really. If we look at his skills, yeah, he's quite good, so we're gonna steal him as well. We'll offer 3 fights, that's 1 a year. How are we doing? Right, so he's gonna want 12 as well. And what we'll try and do next is quickly try and work out what fights we want to run for our next event. Now, you can't just spontaneously run an event in like a week's time, because people need training camps, they need time to prepare, and also you want to be able to promote it as well. So what's the crack here? What was our last event then? If we have a look at our event history, the last one was that. So we usually do a fair few fights and then we hold the best of British TV show. Our shows aren't broadcast by anyone. Now we did see that we had some broadcast deals, I do believe. Where would that be? If we look here and search approachable, yes. Right, we can get on there. Do we have any contracts? So yeah, we've just got 2 new contracts, so that is absolutely brilliant. And they are independently owned. What would we look for? That's a pay-per-view. So we'll be for Best of British, I'd imagine. That's a TV show, and that's a pay-per-view deal. If I'm wrong, please let me know. I almost accidentally cancelled the pay-per-view deal, which would have been very, very bad for us. But if we do look at the matchmaking, now if we look at our belts, his last defense was October, December, July. So Rob Baines hasn't fought since July, and he's a middleweight. So if we add a show here, what we want to do is main event name. Of course, we can't really have that be then. We'll go for a Saturday, because a Saturday kind of makes sense to me. We'll try week 2. I think that might be enough time. I'm not really sure. We'll keep it in London. Drug testing. We'll set the broadcast team. Perfect. Right, so we can save that. And then add a fight. So, we want the light heavyweight, was it? No, middleweight. Middleweight. So we've got Rob Baines. This guy is Henning Olsen, so he's on fire, so he's on a 2-fight win streak. I'm not sure who the favourite is. It'll be Rob Baines actually, because he's under. That's not too close, but that's not too far away. If we look at this guy, I'm not sure how this works at all. This guy's on a fight and win streak. You're on a losing streak. Do we go from that? You've just fought, so... What I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away, and I'm going to try and work out who would be good contenders, and then I'll come back to you once I've figured this out. Because I don't want to sit for like 20 minutes and just stall when we're already 20 minutes in. So I'll see you guys in just a second. And so we have our match card, or our fight card, I should say. We have 6 matches on the main card, and on the prelims we have 3 fights. On the prelims, Cyril Kamosi will battle Dominic Oppenheimer, which is a low-level regional draw fight. I'm not going to tell you that for each one. But yeah, we have this guy from Jamaica who's quite decent, but he's on a losing streak. He's on the risk of getting cut, but he has good fights. And Dominic is just a guy, really, who I'm not really asked about. So Cyril's the favourite in that one. We have Ragnar Gunnlaugsson versus Ats Kruglov in a welterweight bout. I should have picked two people with easier names to pronounce. But this is a prelims bout. Kruglov is the favourite in this fight, the Estonian who's 20 on a 2-fight win streak. And Ragnar is 1-1. He lost at his most recent fight. I'm really stumbling over my words here. I haven't recorded in a while. What's that mean? Almost perfect and perfect. So, ooh. Big Ragnar's going into this one in a bit better shape. And the final fight on the prelims is Howard Persglove versus Morgan Wakara. Nailed that pronunciation. As you can see, Morgan is going to absolutely maul him. Morgan, if we look here, he's 5-0. He's 22, 6'6", heavyweight from Christchurch in New Zealand. If we look at his skills, he is someone we could really try to build around. He would never use drugs, so he's very, very reliable. If we look here, his... Oh, look at that. That's brilliant. He gets the crowd rallying behind him by the sounds of that. Maybe I got that wrong. I don't really care. He loves using neck cranks. Oh, he's like Randy Orton in a headlock. He's fearless, so he'll never turn down an opponent. And he's respectful, which is lovely to see. Everyone loves a good, respectable man. If you look at the size of him, he's jacked. He's massive, is our Morgan. And he is going to absolutely murder poor 33-year-old Howard, who lost his last fight. I think he's lost 3 in a row. He has done. He's having alright fights. He's kind of like a gatekeeper, I guess, for the new guys. And Morgan is going to absolutely maul him because I want to get some hype built around him. So it's kind of like, I don't know what the word is, but you're just basically throwing him a body to punch a bit. And then he's going to get an easy win. And that's going to help him get some momentum going, get some hype going behind him. Our main card, we have Ivor O versus Tucker Plum. So Ivor is 2-0 here. He's on a 3-fight win streak in general. Even though he's 8-0, he's never lost. But he's only on a 3-fight win streak apparently. Big Tucker has lost 2 in a row. He's on a losing streak. This is just a chance to get Ivor a bit more popularity. I'm putting some of the younger guys who are on win streaks against a couple of the older guys who are on losing streaks. If any of the underdogs, who are usually the older guys in this, if they get a victory, then great for them. If not, then that works out brilliantly because it means we've got someone we can push a bit highly, get a bit of hype behind, and he's a hometown fighter. So, ooh, in the opening fight, we have a hometown fighter. Rupert Lennox then battles Eno Eigenen. I've gave Lennox a guy that he should be beating there. He's not the most marketable, he's average marketability, and I promise that I totally haven't only done that because Rupert is from where I'm from. I totally would never do that, never in a million years. I promise you, I give you my word, and right now when I'm saying that, my word means nothing. We have Charlie Oakley versus Andrew Rush in a middleweight bout. These are two fighters, which is a pretty basic thing to say, as you can tell. I kind of ran out of things to say, but again, Andrew is on a 3-fight loss streak. We have Charlie Oakley, who's won 2 in a row. He's got a bit of momentum going behind him. He's the younger fighter, and this is a main show fight as well. And it should be a solid win for Charlie Oakley, but of course anything can happen in fights. Perry Barr then battles Dave Lennon in a heavyweight bout. This is quite a close one as well, so no one's really, there's no overwhelming favourite like the one that has Morgan. He's obviously the overwhelming favourite. But this is definitely a main card fight. Now, Perry lost to Percy Catcher in his most recent fight. And Big Dog Dave Lennon, the Big Dog, he defeated Stafford Law, which is an interesting one because Catcher and Law are fighting in the main event. I've also decided that I'm going to pronounce Stafford Law as Stafford Law, and if I'm wrong then please correct me, but for the rest of this video he will be referred to as Stafford Law. Now, this is a fight between two people who are quite close to each other in the rankings. Their betting line's quite close. Perfect health. It should be an interesting one to see who will win there. We'll save that fight. We have Mills Mulali versus Vikram Sithalian in the semi-main event of the evening. Our number 2 and number 3 welterweights. Now, both men have lost a couple times before, but have won a few times. Vikram's just won to end his loss streak. I can barely speak right now, it's weird. I'm not always like this, I promise, to anyone who's new. But yeah, Vikram's just ended his losing streak. He's number 3, and the mercenary is number 2, who's just broken his winning streak. So both men, you've got to argue that the winner of this fight is the contender for the welterweight championship. And if we look at our main event, Stafford Law, Percy Catcher, one-on-one in the cage, a strong main event. Now, Stafford is 38, and he's on a losing streak. If he loses this, his days are numbered, because he's not got much left in him. He's lost 2 in a row. But if he wins this fight, genuinely, if he wins this fight, he's our number 2 fighter. If he wins against the number 3, and he is low-key the favourite, if he gets this victory, he's a shoo-in for a title shot. But if Percy wins, he's racked up 2 victories in a row. He's main evented a show there, and he's just earned himself a championship shot. So it's a big fight for both of them. You gotta see, the winner really should get a title shot. And one of the last things I want to do in this episode, I want to use the hype tag. Now, I've never used it before, but if we look for this Morgan guy, I want to get a bit of hype around him. Now, there's different levels. The higher the hype level you choose, the more impressive the fighter must be to achieve bonuses, and the more severe the criteria are for penalties. So a low level hype, a fighter can expect to get bonuses for most wins, even if it's a tough decision, unless they're fighting someone they completely outmatch. Blah blah blah. That doesn't really mean too much, actually. I'm gonna go medium on him. I don't want to go high because I don't want to go all out. I was going to look at something. I've completely forgotten what I was going to look at now, and I feel like a bit of a silly Billy. Oh yeah, so with Morgan, the one thing I want to check out quickly, and I know I'm sort of raving on about him a lot. If we look at his fight history, we can't actually say anything. So he could be someone who has great fights. He could be someone who has absolutely average or mediocre or even worse fights. But thank you for watching. I hope to see you all in episode 2 very shortly, where we will run our first event. In the meantime, I'm probably going to set out a couple of main fights for our second event of the series. But thank you all for watching this near on half-hour episode. I wanted to run the first show, but I thought this might be the gateway video for a lot of people into the game. I don't want to really spend like 45 minutes to an hour of your time just talking about random things. I've tried to cover the main things. Again, if there's anything you'd like to know, let me know and I will show you in either the next episode or the one after. It depends on if this goes out before or after I record the next one. But we'll definitely have the second show at the start of the next episode, and we'll also start putting together a couple of fights for the future. And I'm probably going to do a little bit of scouting as well, a couple of hirings, so we'll see if we can bring in any big stars. So thank you all for watching, and I hope to see you all in the next one.